Hi guys, today we're in Reservoir Hills. We're talking to Bivash, his brother Subhash and his dad Vijay, who specialize in restoring and rebuilding old Fords as a hobby. They've got quite a few Fords in here, as can be seen. Thanks Bivash for giving us some time to have a look at the cars and telling us about your latest build. I can see you like your classic Fords. Any specific reason why this particular brand? Why Ford and no other brand?
How's it, Ganesh? So I basically grew up around Fords my whole life. We've always owned a Ford and we had many of them, so naturally the love for the Ford was always there.
Besides this Ranchero behind me, what other Fords do you have?
Okay, in addition to the Ranchero that we've purchased recently, we've got my Cochina here on the left, the red one. The 3-litre GLX Sapphire, one owner, full service history that we purchased last year. The 3-litre IRS belonging to my brother behind me. Few other of the newer Fords, Fiesta, the Focus ST3. We've had all the Focus STs from new. I'm on the 4th one now. As well as the Ranger Buckies, which we enjoy quite a lot. And our most prized possession would be our Cochina Bucky that we've had now for the last 28 years. Which belonged to my grandfather, and yeah, that's our prized possession in our Ford collection.
Give us your story on how you acquired this particular Ranchero behind me.
Okay, so I acquired the Bucky in the middle of the lockdown. It was the higher stages of the lockdown. We were still on level 5. One fine Monday evening, as I usually do, I checked my Facebook pages and then I saw this alert that popped up for this Ranchero Bucky. The guy had it advertised and I looked at it, I was interested immediately. As soon as I saw it, it was very original, everything was there, it had all the bits that I needed. But he didn't have any contact details on it. So seeing the responses that went through, and there were a lot of guys that were already inquiring and interested, and I've missed a few prior to this one. So I actually did a bit of stalking and I tracked the guy's details down on Facebook. I found his business that he works for and I managed to get a contact number and I called him, and yeah, the deal was done within an hour of him advertising it. Because if you, as the proverbial goes, if you snooze you lose. So I had to do this one quite quickly.
Any challenges thus far with this project?
There's been plenty of challenges. The biggest one being you can't find spares at the local spare shops, or there's nothing listed for the Ranchero. Even for the straight 6 engine, it's very difficult for you to get any new parts. So that's been the biggest challenge so far, is the availability of spares. The COVID situation didn't help because importing of parts has been a problem as well.
Are you planning on keeping it running with the standard straight 6 that it came out from the factory, or are you planning to change it in the future?
I'm definitely not looking at keeping it as a straight 6 due to the parts being a problem. The plan is to get it running mobile, have a running vehicle, and eventually I want to change it to a V8.
Collectors and purists would normally frown at the idea of changing the color, the engine and other specs during a restoration like this. What's your thoughts on keeping it original or changing it to how you like it?
Yeah, I do enjoy looking at an original vehicle. We've got this perfect example here, the Sapphire GLX, which is in the same condition as it left the factory, well maintained, full service history. But with the older vehicles it becomes very difficult keeping everything 100% original, and the resto mod look is in. If I do go with mods and if we deviate from originality, we like trying to keep it as much in the range of which it came. Trying to rebuild anything to original, not for me. The original color was Wimbledon white. After looking at it and after being convinced by my good friend Krinesh here, we decided to change the color and go with a more out there, a louder color. It was between the red, which I love here, or a blue. Keeping in line with the original Fairmont GT colors, we settled on the blue.
How often do you get to drive the classics?
I drive one of the older vehicles every weekend, even if it's just for a runabout. They give you so much of joy. It's a feel that you get driving the older Fords, that you feeling it's completely different to any of the new cars. The mechanical feeling of it, you feel that you're actually driving a motor car compared to what you're driving every day. So yeah, it's as often as possible.
Name one Ford or any other car for that matter that you wish or dream to own should you ever get the chance to own or restore.
Okay, that's actually an easy one for me. We've been after finding a Ford Capri for quite a long time. So I'd like it to be a 3000 GT or any of the Mustangs now. The whole Mustang range is sought after, and I enjoy the entire range. So those would be the ultimate two Fords that I'd like to get.
Lastly, any tips or advice for anyone looking to restore old Fords? Anything that you can tell them?
Would be to join the relevant forums that are around. We've got Facebook technology. There's lots of forums and advice available, as well as joining a car club and getting familiar with guys that do have these vehicles, learning more about them. If you are mechanically minded, then you can take on a project, something that's old that needs to be rebuilt, and you can make it and restore it to how you want it. If you're not, try and find something that's older but more original with less work to do on it, and you could improve on that, modify it, and yeah, basically get it mobile. The most important part is you need to keep at it. A lot of people start projects and then they leave it abandoned. They lose energy, they lose focus. You have to keep at it.
Thanks, Bivash, for getting us up close with your cars and this particular Ranchero. Guys, stay tuned over the next few months as Bivash continues with this project and makes progress. I will be posting videos and pictures of it until it's completed. Thanks, guys.